The past year was a very, very complex year, obviously. It was profound. I think it was tragic. We were surrounded by death. But I think for Discovery, it was an incredibly important year. Our relevance, our role, protecting people through a pandemic, and then our kind of broader role around kind of helping the country in its response to the vaccine and everything around that was fundamental. I think also the concept of making people healthier and the vitality model really was quite profound during this period. So it's really been kind of a year of, I think, considerable progress, but a year of real tragedy. And I think we are all collectively, as a company, much more resilient and I think much more focused on what we need to do. So a remarkable year, a lot of mixed feelings, but I think we're proud about our role during the year. We've been making the argument that three trends really are shaping financial services, technology, the nature of risk being behavioral, in life, in mortality and morbidity risk, and then just the power of corporate purpose, that corporations need to have a purpose. I think in this year, those trends accelerated dramatically, so again, coming to the idea of making people healthier, focusing on healthy lifestyle choices, and the data from COVID showing that, living a healthy life was fundamental in resilience to COVID. So all of those trends kind of were directionally where we thought they would be accelerated. So the model during the year, the business model, the shared value model of Discovery, dramatically accelerated over the year. And I work with our partners globally. At the same time, all of our partners also focused on this concept as well. So if anything, I think the year was difficult, but the business model really, really matured and accelerated. I think the one thing that has to be said, a lot of thinking about, would people drop cover during the year, affordability, lockdowns, all of that stuff happened, and people and businesses had the most difficult time, we know that. But I think maybe now, not counterintuitively, people kept their cover. So we actually saw lapse rates go down. People seeked health cover, seeked life insurance cover, and if anything, the business kind of solidified over that period. Obviously, the one thing and the tragedy, I think, over the year was just a massive amount of death claims in South Africa. Just the amount of death, we expect to pay 6 billion in COVID claims over that period. It's remarkable. And it kind of tells the story of the tragedy, I think, of the pandemic. And I think that's the kind of the one underlying focus for us has been to try and make sure people are protected against that death. So again, I'm proud of the role that Discovery's played in being where people need us, but obviously very difficult times for people. Look, I think the vaccine mandate for us was I think a big step, but I think an entirely consistent step with where we position. We see ourselves as an organisation that makes people healthier. We see ourselves as hopefully an exemplar for others to see in the space we're in. And then at the same time, we have considerable data about understanding the vaccine, the side effects, the effect on protection. And I think fundamentally, narrowly in terms of our own people, it's pretty clear we've got to stop people dying. This is not about statistics, and it's about death. And we've seen over 200,000 deaths in the country, so stopping death is critical. Look, I think as a group, we're feeling confident and good about the business model, the concept of making people healthy. And I think all the stuff we've worked at for over decades is really now manifesting. And so I think through this period, there's a strong sense of conviction and belief in that. But I have to say, I think emotionally, the thing I feel most proud of is just how the organisation has made a difference during COVID. I think our role in the vaccination process, I think our role of our teams and our vaccination sites and thousands of our people really working incredibly hard to be at the front line of making sure the vaccination rollout with government is successful. The organisation has been involved very much in this kind of public-private partnership with Business for South Africa and a lot of business leadership in the process. And I think it's one of the kind of high notes of illustrating how the country can work together, public and private. I think credit to government and to the private sector. The rollout has been very successful. We started the procurement late, and that put us a bit back. But once we got that done and started in May, it rolled out quickly. And who would have thought that the issue would have been hesitancy, not capacity. Our capacity to vaccinate South Africans at a rate that's kind of world-class is there, it's available. Our issue is hesitancy. So I think the high points for me have been just the role business, I think, has played in this. I think the kind of public-private partnerships that were formed and bridges built. And then, from a Discovery perspective, the incredible work that our people have done, especially in Discovery Health, in data analysis, in rolling out vaccine sites. Been a remarkable year, and the concept make people healthier, that manifestation of that at that moment, you know what I mean? You've go to those vaccine sites and see it. It's tangible, it's clear, very, very powerful for us, and I think we'll never be the same. Entrepreneurship is hard. Starting a business is hard, it's not easy. I keep learning that, but I think some of the advice I would give is, follow the road less traveled, baby. You have to, I think that's a key thing. You've got to find opportunities and gaps that others haven't seen. But I also think important during this time is to build in difficult times. It's counterintuitive, especially now people are down and they think the economy is down, and where the opportunities, ironically, the opportunities are in difficult times. When, prices are lower, opportunities are, competitors are often distracted, prices are, or assets are undervalued. That is, I think, the opportunity for entrepreneurs. So it's in difficult times that I think good entrepreneurs make headway. We started in 1990, 1992, during the whole transition to democracy. Similar times of kind of unease, uncertainty. That is a time when opportunities present themselves. I would strongly advise kind of thinking about timing. And then, I know it sounds trite, but just the power of optimism and positive thinking and kind of conviction about what you're doing. Things will be tough. They always are. Nothing is easy. No matter where you are, you've got to just keep focusing on building and knocking on doors and finding your way through. And you've got to have a product that society wants. But if you do, I think the markets are big, and I think the opportunities are massive. Listen, to win the award means a lot to me. It's voted on by colleagues and other business leaders. So it really is an incredibly powerful accolade. I value it. I really value it. I'm humbled by it. It's important, I have to say this, that it really is a corporate award for our team. I'm in the front line receiving it. There is no doubt. I think the impact we've had on COVID, on the vaccine, is part of this award, and I certainly hope it is. And that's not of my doing. I think it's a collective doing of the team. So the award is, I think, particularly meaningful during this difficult time. But it's a collective award of the group. And hopefully it shows to our people what we can achieve.